change people.
Imagine that was your purpose
and that's why I'm
being. Imagine.
I'm against that sort of thing.
Well, that's still a religious person.
That implies a lot greater work than, over centuries that no one would ever put in. Mankind is too lazy of a species to embark on that kind of an endeavor.
I'm just opposed to impressing your will upon people. I mean, everybody should find their own way, and I wish more people had found their way to my way, but...
The Bible aside, what evidence is there that you see for God? Sorry, they do sound like absurd questions.
I would never be like the atheist version of an evangelist, trying to interest people in my beliefs. I mean, people want to talk about shit, I'll talk about shit. But I'm never just going to walk into a room full of Christians and just start bringing up my views, trying to convert some.
I'm not trying to convert any of you guys.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Just something you said.
I'll be honest. I'm just the guy who likes going around and pushing people off the fence.
You're the one who's a fucking pastor or whatever.
Oh yeah, aren't you?
Yeah. That's the greatest joke of all. But I'm just the guy who likes to walk around and push people off the fence, and it really boggles the fuck out of me that you believe in God.
No, you try to push people to your side.
Well, no, I want to get you to defend your argument. I mean, defend your point, defend your beliefs. If you've got a legitimate belief that you're willing to invest your faith in, I want to understand how you justify it to yourself.
He doesn't have to. You never. That's the one person you never have to justify anything to is yourself.
Yeah.
I hold myself accountable for everything.
I justify things to myself. I don't have to justify things to others.
No, that's the opposite of the good person.
No,
I mean,
if I do things that are right,
and
it doesn't matter what you think. I don't have to justify that shit to you.
You have to treat people with respect.
Of course I do.
And how can you justify not treating someone with respect?
Justifying something is different from
you mean
someone with
well,
respect.
yeah, I don't have to justify my actions to people, I guess.
No, I don't have to explain why I helped that person.
It's getting too gooey. I mean, nobody has to explain anything.
That's what I'm saying.
So if you don't want to, just leave it at that.
All I have to do is justify it to myself.
Alright, cool. So just say that. You don't want to justify it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You should be able to justify the things you do to other people too, and that's like decent. At least to me. I don't read the Bible, so I don't know what good moral values and virtues are.
No.
So I really have no concept of right and wrong, but my simple little life has taught me that you should be able to justify the things that you do to people and treat people with respect. If you do things that are unjustifiable, then you're an indignant bastard.
Well, yeah, of course. But if you could explain that to yourself somehow, but while still doing indignant things, then you're a bad person.
That's the difference between rationalizing and justifying. A rationalist will say, delude from what they actually did to say it to make what they do sound like a good thing.
No.
While a person who justifies their actions themselves, they have to look at everything that's going and say, okay, I did this.
Without media.
Yeah, I was wondering about that media.
It's getting deep in here. I don't want to regret anything in the morning.
I mean, I'm sorry for trying to convert you guys away from Christianity.
I'm curious, and this is my favorite topic.
I really firmly believe in the power of prayer. I don't think you could really hope to accomplish more in life than to just sit there with your hands pressed together and pray for things to happen.
Well,
because God's listening and He cares.
That would be a good Christian right there.
He'll send you to hell if you see your dad naked, but He loves you.
You know the Nazi crux is a Christian symbol?
It was a pagan symbol before it was a Christian symbol.
Like all Christian
There you go!
What?
Knowledge shows you something. The roots of the roots and foundation of
well,
a
it all
house.
came from tree worship. That's the funniest thing
Christianity.
Imagine
about
the Christmas tree
worship.
being the root of a Christian holiday.
Because they took that from the religion of the church they stomped out when they conquered that nation.
Women in the
Did
third
they
breast.
stomp it out, or did they just take them in?
After tree worship came women in the third breast, the worship of the Earth Mother.
Yeah, because they couldn't get the people who worshipped the female.
Spirits and rain spirits.
Oh, don't forget Pan. Pan was the first.
Pan was.
I thought Pan was
The first named god to ever be worshipped.
Midsummer's Night Dream.
No, Diana was the first named god that would be worshipped. Of Actaeon.
Yeah? Oh, is
Totally
it the ziggurats?
Huh? Ziggurats? No.
Oh.
She's just the moon.
Ooh. That's nice. I heard there's purple plants growing on the moon.
In all actuality, is the replacement for religion. Because before science, religion was our way of understanding things. Like, what happens when you die? Why is it raining?
They're exactly the same.
Why is that person acting the way they're acting? They're possessed by devils.
They're dudes trying to explain the world.
Yeah. And then
I'd say their reasons for doing so are different, though.
But I think that the explanation that really came out first, like worshiping spirits and gods and things like that, I don't think it could have possibly been the right one. I don't think they hit the nail on the head with the first try. I think humanity had to evolve to understand its surroundings.
And to collect data. Make observations, make mistakes. It's part of learning.
Trial and error. I don't know, but if like some caveman showed up and said he was the new IT guy and he was using methods from 2,000 years ago, you shouldn't let him touch our network because they don't know shit about how the world works.
Not making sense.
He's taken from Bill Maher. Bill Maher is basically just presenting this idea to a guy who's defending religion. He came up to him and was like, well, what other ideas do we still have in our culture and world that have been around since the Bronze Age? That's the point. And it's like,
We still torture people, imprison people.
I know. Science and technology hasn't done anything except amplify humankind's abilities.
I'm surprised to
unprecedented levels of comfort and
have you guys ever
longevity of life.
You guys ever watch like fucking TLC and shit like that? There's this documentary that showed like what happened to like 10 different guys after they won the lottery. Some people were doing okay, had nice family lives, and some people were just fucked up, miserable people.
Yeah.
A bunch of them were fucked up, miserable people. Everybody that had whatever it was going on in their life, whatever it is they were doing, however they spent their days, they did exactly the same shit, just more and harder. They just amplified their being with that burst of money. And for those that were living badly, it killed them.
I
don't think money is technology.
Yeah, let me go out that way.
Yeah. So much better than a slow agonizing death.
Whoever said money can't buy happiness is too stupid to know what to buy with their money.
Alright, well.
And
the lonely guy, instead of
it can't make you completely happy, but
bought prostitutes
it can certainly
and
buy little pieces of happiness.